My stay so far here at Harrah's Las Vegas is off to a really rough start.
Well, miss, I guess I'll be on my way now. You just give me a...
This is the Valley Tower double queen room at Harrah's in the Las Vegas Strip. Now, if you guys have seen my videos, when I do a room tour, I normally start off in the room and go to the bathroom. This time, we're doing it the other way around because, believe it or not, the toilet is the cleanest thing in this entire place. When I come into this bathroom here, toilet is clean. So they did a good job. Both lids here, even the base of it, they got down there and cleaned that well. That's awesome. From here, it goes downhill pretty quickly. So I noticed the shower looks like the shampoo, conditioner, and body wash have dripped. I mean, it's all over the floor here. This was either dripping and they got it to stop and they didn't clean it, or just been dripping. Vent here, dusty. Vent is dusty. This mirror has been kind of wiped down, but it's still not that clean. You'll see walls with stains on them throughout the place as we go through. Wear and tear on furniture, not a big deal to me because that's gonna happen, right? Wood is gonna get damaged, right? Feathers might be on the floor from pillows. But when stuff is just not wiped down, clearly not been wiped, like this stain here on the wall, or up here, you can tell this has not been cleaned. We come into the room, because after I noticed the first couple things that were dirty, now I'm starting to look around for other things as well. So I noticed this smoke detector. This is gonna be one of the dirtiest smoke detectors I've probably ever seen. Dirty. Mirror here, looks like it was not wiped down. Bed, stains along the bottom of the bed. Stain here at this end, all the way to this stain of whatever the heck that is that's stuck on at the other end, that obviously has been there for some time. The glass on this tabletop here also looks like it was not wiped down. You have the hard water stains on it. Your luggage rack here to help is kind of weird. I've never seen this out in the room before. Usually this is like it put away in the closet. That caught my attention too, that it was out here in the open. This table, again, with like the hard water stains or marks on it, looks like it was not wiped down. As far as I can tell from seeing this room and this place, I mean, it looks like they just changed the sheets, changed the pillows, and that was pretty much it. But there's more than enough in this room that obviously caught my attention just to see that like whoever cleaned this before just really did the absolute bare minimum. Let's see how dirty this is. Woo-hoo! Man. Now for the smoke detector. Nice and clean and nice and brown. Let's talk about how I got this room, the booking process, the check-in process at the front, which was chaotic. We'll get to that in a second. So with Caesars, they sent me an offer in the mail because I have 592 rewards credits with them. So let's just say 600 for simple math here. So at $5, you have to spend to get 1 point with them or 1 rewards credit with them on slots. I've spent almost $3,000 on slots at Caesars Properties with my player's card. That's how I got this offer for up to 3 nights free. So I ended up coming over here to Harrah's. And even that process was kind of strange because they had said that if there's no complimentary offer for you, then they will charge you a $15 booking fee or processing fee over the phone. But if they do have a complimentary offer, then they don't charge you the $15 fee. And I had to stay at least 2 nights. I couldn't just do 1. And I still have to pay the resort fee on top of it no matter where I stayed. All these weird stipulations. I booked the room here at Harrah's over the phone. They didn't charge me the $15. And I still have to pay the resort fee, so that was just over $90. But when I try to check in online, they did want to charge $60 for early check-in. So if you want to come in early, it's $60. So I tried to actually check in with the app and make sure I had the app all set up on my phone. I couldn't. So I have an account with the Players Rewards and I could actually go in online and log in, but on the app it wasn't working. So I tried to create a new account. It said I already had an account set up. I didn't remember my password, so I said send me a new password. And then in the email, I get an email basically saying they can't find my account. So I'm totally stuck. I can't log in on the account, so I come here in person. It's a Sunday. I'm thinking it's not going to be too busy. The whole check-in process at the front took about 25 minutes because they were using lots of kiosks. The woman at the front of the line sent me to a kiosk. 3 times the kiosk could not read my government ID. I asked someone at the front of the line for help because I could not see any employee out actually trying to help people with kiosks. Unlike when I stayed at Horseshoe, they had 2 employees designated to helping people at the kiosk. They had 0 here at Harrah's. So she said, well, you just get in line and try to talk to one of the desk people, which really was more just like a cluster than any kind of line. But I found one person who was basically doing the job of 2 people. Her name was Trinity. She was awesome. She would be behind the counter, check someone in, come out, help someone with the kiosk, go back behind the counter. She checked someone else in at a kiosk and came back to help me and got me checked in. They asked if I wanted to upgrade for $9. So $9 would be if I wanted to be on like a higher floor or something like that. I said no thanks. So Trinity was great, but the process of all the stipulations based on the comps, the process of just kind of the mess at the front it was to get checked in, not a very good start, especially for someone like me who's newer to gambling and using their first comp offer ever from Caesars Entertainment. So not good to feel like you're being nickel and dimed even on a comp or all these stipulations surrounding a comp. And to get a room like this that looks like outside of the toilet really was just not put that much effort put into it to clean the place. I called the front desk from my room to ask about switching rooms because of the cleanliness issue, and I was told I have to go down in person to the hotel registration desk, so we're gonna go and see what they say.
See your ID and
Sure. So the woman I spoke with on the phone apologized for me. She was courteous. I spoke to a supervisor down here named Mark. He was also courteous, but he told me that they are sold out for the night, so the only thing he could do is give me another room for tomorrow night. I am technically on a 2-night comp for my play, but I'm only going to be doing this for 1, so nothing that can be done about the room. So let's go and see if we can find something else in the property, something else cool to show you. Something that's really convenient here at Harrah's is right where the drop-off is next to the registration desk. So if you're getting dropped off, Uber, Lyft, taxi, limo, anything like that, they'll drop you right here. If you're getting picked up by Uber or Lyft, you gotta go just over there by that sign and they'll pick you up over there. For the monorail, you're crossing the street here, you're gonna take this elevator up, and it's actually right in between Harrah's and Link. We're gonna show you. Remember guys, this monorail is a great way to get up and down the strip no matter what side you're on. So if you're staying way up here at the north end, you gotta get down here to the south end, you can do that. Or vice versa, you're here at the south end and you need to get up north, this is a good way to get up and down. We are here. Now on the casino floor here, they have over 1,000 slot machines easily. Now, they're gonna have quite a variety. They're gonna have some of your newer ones, so you can get plenty of your Buffalo and Dragon Link. They're gonna have some older ones, so they will have like your top dollar and that sort of thing. If you wanna go in the high limit room, it's newer, but it's also rather small. I only counted about 24 high limit machines in there. I counted, I think, 7 video poker machines. So, you know, the room is nice, it's newer, but you are kind of limited in the amount of options you have. Now, for those of you that want to go really high in the high limit, I asked one slot attendant on the main floor what the most expensive machine was. She said there was one you could bet $500 to spin. I didn't notice that in there after checking several machines. The most I saw you could bet is $250 a spin, but you might be able to get higher than that. But that's the range you're looking at as being the max for the high limit room. If you guys want to play Keno, it's tucked away right there in the corner between the sports book and the high limit room. It's kind of hard to see, but it's there. To give you guys an idea of the table game minimums here on a Sunday afternoon or evening at Harrah's, blackjack. They have 8-deck blackjack where the minimum begins at $15. It does pay 6 to 5. Welcome to the strip. Roulette is 15, craps is 15, 3-card poker is 10, Ultimate Texas Hold'em is 10, Mississippi Stud is 5, Baccarat is 25, and Pai Gow is 25. If you want to hit the high limit room, blackjack minimum there begins at 50 and Baccarat begins at 100. Oye, casi $10. Este cargo está muy caro. So, for those of you trying to catch a show here when you're at Harrah's, you're going to take this escalator that's right next to the cashier's cage, right next to some of the table games, and this will take you upstairs, and you can catch some of the shows they have currently running, like Tape Face, they have X Country, Menopause the Musical, whatever your flavor is. By the way, guys, this is a topless review for all you adults out there. I was going to show you guys walk-ons here because I've never been in here. I thought it might be something cool to show if it's a place to eat. But apparently they closed an hour early tonight because it was so slow, which to me is strange because the hotel is fully booked. So the hotel's fully booked, but they closed an hour early. So it's now 7 p.m. We got to find something to eat. Damn. Right next to walk-ons here on the second level of Harrah's. For those of you that love your frozen cocktails, you can come here to this bar called Numb, get a look at all the price they have displayed. So if you want to grab your drink, then take on the strip with you, you can. If you want to have a fine dining option when you're staying here at Harrah's, they do have a Ruth's Chris Steakhouse, which is very popular among different parts of the country. However, they also have Ramsay's Kitchen here by Gordon Ramsay. So especially if you're a Gordon Ramsay fan, you can come here as an alternative to Ruth's Chris. Now understand, celebrity restaurant, you're in the center of the strip, you're gonna be paying a bit higher price, but you do have more than one option if you want to do something that's a little bit nicer while you're here. Welcome to the food hall. So between the Las Vegas Strip and back towards the registration desk is where you're gonna find the Fulton Street Food Hall. This is where you will find the most food options in one place here at Harrah's. They're gonna have your pizza, burgers, sandwiches, your bakery for desserts, coffee, all sorts of stuff like that. So especially if you're in a group, it's a great place to come. Let everyone go and choose whatever the heck they wanna get, then you can all eat together. I decided to eat at Bobby's Burgers. I've never eaten at Bobby's Burgers before. I've heard of Bobby Flay. I don't know anything about this place really. I just figured I'd give it a shot for a burger. So I got their Bacon Crunch Burger. I got sweet potato fries, because a lot of places don't have them, onion rings, and this Aquafina water, plus I tipped the cashier, just over $42. So let's see if this is $42 worth of food. I ate that whole burger. Really wasn't anything special though. It wasn't bad, it wasn't great. It's $12.99. You know, just a block away from here off the strip, you can get a lot bigger and better burger for like $4 to $6 more. So it's kind of what you come to expect on the strip though. Not that impressed with the burger overall, but these sweet potato fries are tasty. I don't know if it's just the salt they're putting on them, but I do like these. They seem kind of bland, like definitely crunchy on the outside. Feels like they're more salty than most other onion rings I've had. And granted, I don't eat onion rings a ton, but they're okay. Final thoughts on the meal. So the burger wasn't that big. It was pretty easy to eat and take down. You know, the sweet potato fries were definitely the best. Onion rings were okay. Overall, for that much money, I would not say that it was a great value. I mean, would I eat again if I was in a pinch or in a hurry or just, you know, I was trying to do something with a group and say, hey, let's eat here real quick. I just know I'm going to be paying a higher price for food, so there are better values to be had. It will do the trick, but as far as bang for your buck, it's not the greatest. I'm sitting right now in the newest amenity that they have here at Harrah's, and that's called The Lounge. This is a bar they opened up that used to be their old high-limit room that has since moved across the casino. So right here, you're in the center of the action, where if you want to just come here as one person, you can. It's great for couples. It's also great if you want to come as a group, because they have plenty of booths, plenty of space. Seating is first come, first serve. They have a menu on every table, so you have your cocktails, your wine, and your beer. Beer prices, you're going to be paying $10 and up for a beer here on the strip. You also have sports here you can watch as well. But it's a cool spot to actually kind of step away from the casino, but you're still right in the middle of it all if you want to be. It's actually hard to believe that this is available to you right here at the center of the strip. But if you guys want to go to a party environment for free, where there's no cover charge, right here at Carnaval Court is your spot to go, in the center of the strip, right between Harrah's, right between the link. They don't charge a cover. They oftentimes have live music here. They have alcohol, they have blackjack tables, they got all kinds of fun stuff that you can do without having to cost you $1 to get in. What do you want, Bumblebee? For those of you that are karaoke lovers, this is gonna be your spot right here. It's on the strip at the piano bar here at Harrah's. So you have an indoor and an outdoor area. You can do karaoke here. The night I am here, which is a Sunday, they do karaoke all the way up until 9 p.m. and then dueling pianos takes over. So you can do this early in the evening, and later in the evening you can catch dueling pianos here. Words can't sing, I can't do enough to prove it's all for you. Whew. We got some stuff to talk about this place. So one thing I did want to give you guys a heads up, I did look at the prices of this room here, that if I had booked this like the day of, just say I was coming to Vegas like on a last minute trip or something like that, for the 2 nights that they had comped for my play, and paying at the standard rate. So you're not a Caesars, member or anything like that. You're just brand new, coming to Vegas last minute for a 2-night trip at the standard rate, would have been just over $443. Now, talking about the value for what you get for that $443 we'll get into. So talking about some of the pros, cons, however you want to look at it, one of the biggest pros of this place is definitely its location. If you want to be in the heart of the action, the center of the strip, this is a good spot to be at without a doubt. 2 pools here, that's kind of cool. The one downside that some of you might not like is both of the pools are family friendly. It's not a 21 plus pool and then a kids pool. Both of them are going to have kids, which, the kid who stole the show in this video was Zymir, and we're going to talk about him just in a little bit. Issues with this place. So with Harrah, let's start off with the whole booking thing, okay? I got the offer in the mail for 3 comp nights, which I thought was actually really cool because I wasn't expecting that. The part that was just kind of annoying was just the fact that it's like, okay, I only needed 1 night for my stay. In other places I've stayed at, because of my play that's gotten me comps, like at Sahara or at Palms, that's not been a problem to just do 1 night. But Caesars was like, no, it has to be 2 nights minimum. You can't do 1, it has to be at least 2. And then you still have to pay the resort fee for both nights. And then if you book over the phone and there's no room comps available for you that night, then you have to pay a $15 processing fee to book over the phone. But if there are rooms available, they don't charge you that fee, or you can go online and just avoid that fee entirely. And it was just not an easy process, not easy to understand. So after getting the email saying, hey, we wanted to give you some comp nights, going through that was like, okay, are you sure you really want me here? Because when you put all these stipulations, it really doesn't make the customer feel like it. So that was one issue. The check-in thing, I'm, hoping that just the whole thing that I have issue with the app is just particular to me. If the app was working fine, then that would make it easier, but I can't speak on that right now. But the in-person process, getting here, and the fact there was nobody helping with kiosks at the front, it was just unorganized. It took me longer to check in when I stayed at Tuscany. This was about 25 minutes total, but this was definitely more unorganized. It's the most unorganized one I've seen so far when it comes to the check-in process, which really makes life difficult for your front desk staff. And the other big issue with this place, obviously, as you saw, was the room, the quality of how clean, or I should say not clean, the place was. Now, certain things like shampoo dripping, I noticed this morning had dripped again. So I didn't really notice it yesterday, but this morning overnight while I was sleeping, it was dripping. I'm actually back here finishing this later in the day because I had camera issues. Furniture is kind of beat up. That's going to happen. You know, there's one or two hairs, you know, like in a sink or right a shower, things get missed sometimes. Not a big deal, but when there's multiple and they're in places on the walls that are kind of obvious, like there were too many hairs, bed stains, stains on the wall. The amount of dust that was on that remote was like on the remote control here. I mean, that is not from just like one day from one person being here before me. So when stuff has just clearly not been wiped down, that is when I'm like, okay, that's when it was no good. Plus, as I sat here this morning, I picked up another hair that was just sitting on my leg. So I left here on the table for when I came back to finish filming. So this, I mean, at least when I stayed at Circus and Luxor and there was, you know, issues with cleanliness there, at least that was pretty much just kept to the bathroom. This was the whole room. And actually, and I've tipped housekeeping every single time I've stayed somewhere for one of these videos in Las Vegas, and this is going to be the first time that I don't, because it was just so noticeable throughout the entire place that the results of whoever did the work, you could just tell they're just not good. Like you could see how much they cared in the results of the work that they did in cleaning this room. So that was 2 strikes just getting here. And for a tourist who's coming here on vacation, the first 2 places they're gonna have interactions with the front desk and their room. So, you know, even though they don't meet the housekeeping staff, those are the 2 biggest places that set the tone for their trip. So if the check-in process is a pain before they can even get up to their room, that's not good. That puts them in a bad mood. If they get to the room and the room is dirty, like mine was, that's 2 strikes before they even had a chance to set their stuff down to go out and have fun. So their vacation here is already starting off on a bad note. And then in my situation, I did ask at the front, supervisor was courteous, but when I asked him, I saw the line of people waiting to check in. I said, do I have to wait, you know, in this line again? I said, I'd like to switch rooms. Do I have to wait in this line again? And the first thing he asked was about my status, if I was platinum, diamond, or 7 stars or elite or whatever it is over here. And, you know, then we talked about like, oh, what do you want to switch rooms for? I said, well, because of cleanliness. I said, it's not clean. And he said, you know, we're full of rooms for the night. But the part about asking about the status makes me think that if you were to be in the same situation as me and you're not at least platinum level, then they would say, hey, you got to wait in line again, which might be another 15, 20 minutes or more just to get to the front to find out that you're not going to get another room, which would make the trip an even worse experience for people. So with all those issues, it just does not set a good tone for someone wanting to come here to Vegas. Whether you're a newer gambler like me, you don't feel very valued. Whether you're a customer coming here for the first time, you're not off to having a great experience to start off with. So it's not a good way, you know, for us to keep people coming back here to Las Vegas, right? I mean, something like this is probably going to make someone want to just stay home and play like at their local casino. So this product for, you know, whether it was on a comp because of my play or whether someone booked last minute and they paid $443 or if they got it for a deal for $143, they're probably not going to be happy when they go through the experience that I just went through here. Now, who is this place best for? Probably budget travelers. That's probably really the demographic here. Because when you think of this place too, as far as branding, if you think of other properties in Vegas, whether it's the architecture, the theme of it, the clientele they go for, there's something unique about it that usually when you think of that hotel, that casino, you know it for a specific purpose. Like you think of the Bellagio, you think of the fountains or the conservatory, the Mirage, the Volcano, the Venetian, the Italian theme, the gondola rides, the Wynn and Encore, the high-end clientele, the Strat for being the tallest building that we have and you being able to have the ride to the top, Circus for families. They have something that when you think of it that goes with it. Luxor for being the pyramid. I mean, but when you think of Harrah's, like they don't have any particularly strong attraction here. The theme of the place doesn't really stand out. So as far as like what makes the place unique, they're kind of in a tough spot. Their location is probably the best thing that they have going. The location, the fact they're considered more of a budget property. Had I gotten here and say there was really no line to check in at the front, and it was a smooth process, or gotten here to the room and, you know, there were just little things here and there as far as the cleanliness, this place wouldn't be a terrible option. There's nothing particularly memorable about the place, you know, as far as attractions and stuff like that. So that could be the case, but for me, definitely was not. Shout outs for the video, Trinity at the front desk. She was awesome. She was cool. I actually saw her right before I came back up here to finish this. I gave her $20 for yesterday because she was great. Buford, I think he's one of the bellmen. He was taking the cart back down the hallway. So it looks like he dropped some people's luggage off. Buford was cool to talk with for a few minutes. Front desk supervisor Mark, he's the one I spoke with about the rooms, even though I weren't able to do anything for me. He did say, hey, if there's anything else I can do for you, let me know. And then Pablo, the cleaning crew, he was cleaning the bathrooms, keeping them nice and clean downstairs by the registration. Later, I saw him mopping the areas by the elevators. Also was, pressing the up button for everybody who's lined up going up the elevators. So shout out to Pablo for not only doing the cleaning, but doing a little bit extra to help people when they're here on their vacation. Also shout out to Kyla, who is the front desk hostess over at Ramsey Kitchen, and then the manager, Yasmani. So Ramsey Kitchen, he was a supervisor, allowed me to get a few shots of the restaurant to include in the video, so that was pretty cool as well. And the whole thing about this, that was the coolest part of this video, and really the highlight of the whole trip, was basically being adopted by a 3-year-old named Zymir when I was over at the pool. So I had only planned to go to the pool for a little bit, go to one pool, show you guys a few clips and move to the other pool. But the moment I walked underneath that giant, I guess you call it a shower, outdoor shower they had there in the pool area, I walked in there, Zymir thought it was hilarious. He thought it was hilarious. And at that point, he's basically like, all right, you and me, we're going to go play. So for about the next 30 to 45 minutes, that was what we did. So that was super cool because we're in water that's only 10 inches deep. So the water's only 10 inches deep. He's 3 years old. I found out from his mom. I spoke with afterwards. And after he chose me for playtime, we're on the water. We're using our forearms to go across the water. And he's teaching me how to swim. He's going, kick, kick, kick. So it was fun. It was really cool. He thought it was hilarious to push me off the platform, or at least, push as hard as his 3-year-old body could. Then he asked me to push him. I'm like, well, he's pretty little, so I can't push the guy too hard. But he thought it was great. He was having a blast. One person in the group joked. They were like, his mom is single. And they were joking, hey, Zymir's looking for a stepdad. So, you know what? For about 30 to 45 minutes, I played that role. It was fun. Shout out to his mom, Gina, who now subscribes to the channel because I told her what I do. So she said it's okay for him to be in the video. She's like, oh, yeah, go for it. So that was super cool. That was probably the highlight of the whole thing, and getting to do that and just play around and have fun. So that was super awesome. Shout out to Zymir. He's the first 3-year-old ever to get a shout out here on the channel. Totally stole the show. That has nothing really to do with Harrah's itself. That was just a total matter of circumstance. That was that was cool. So appreciate you guys watching. Thanks for checking out this video, and I'll see you in the next one.